Hello, everyone. I am Tacit, and welcome to the gym. Go ahead a second. Welcome to the Gems of War. Gosh, why is it doing this? Hold up. But welcome to the Gems of War, Campaign 13, Week 10, Day 6. Second to last day to get everything done. I'm trying to figure out why this thing is going so far away from me. Here, let's do that. I just need to tighten the thing up at the top. There we go. Okay, that'll work. It keeps, why is it going down so much? Wait, let me do this. Hold up. Alright, there we go. Okay, I have tightened it. It should now stay in place. But anyways, Easter tomorrow. Also, last day to go get in all the things for the week. Or sorry, second to last day. Tomorrow will be the last day. Though if you're celebrating Easter, today might kind of be the last day if you don't have as much time tomorrow. But anyways, yeah. So last 2 days, get everything done. Of course, we still have the whole campaign. If you didn't finish that out, Mythic Fort's pretty good too. We covered a video for it the other week. Haven't really messed around with it much this week, though we did mess around with it in Guild War and everything else as well. But yeah, King of Ravens, pretty good. Very slow troop, but good at not losing. So how's that going for it? We have the free Easter thing tomorrow. Not this one. This one is very expensive. But the one tomorrow is free. So we have that. It's probably just like 50 gems with some trait stones, as it normally is. Aside from that, yeah, pretty much every event is wrapping up. Today we're going to primarily be focusing on two things, both the two events that are wrapping up by the end of tomorrow. Those being the faction event. We're going to go to 2:30 to get all rewards. We might finish it tonight. Might save the 3 battles for tomorrow just so we don't have to buy an extra tier. We're still going to have to buy to tier 4, I believe, but I don't think we need to buy to tier 5. We should just be able to get the tier 4, which if you needed to, that would also give you the weapon. Although, of course, we already have the weapon. We're mostly just doing it for the 2 sigils, so that we can get the last 2 orbs and the little title thingy and everything else. But anyways, we'll be doing that, and also, we haven't finished the world event, so we'll be chipping at that. We're pretty much there, but not quite there, so we're going to chip at that ever so slightly just so we can make progress on that to help out the guild. And we got a little extra 40% metal, so we should have some extra bulk when we do go do that. We can simply just switch over to this, switch this out, boom, 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 and we'll have that when we go do that a little bit later. But first, let's start with the faction. Anyways, hello everyone! Hope all you guys been having a wonderful, wonderful day, wonderful weekend. Now let me start from the top. Hello, hello Lester, hello Isabel, hope all has been well. Hello Bill, hello Tyrion, hello, hello Jonian. Yep, happy bunny day. It will be tomorrow. I need to go grab out the bunnies. Might even get a new pair, we'll see. If I have enough time tomorrow, I might. Because earlier on in the day, I should be kind of free, though later on I'll be busy. But we'll still be around for the stream, obviously, at our standard time. When I say later in the day, I mean like, you know, like 2 to like 7 time, not stream time. Hello Cookie, hello Acelo, hello Logic Slayer, hello Bill, hello Lester, hello Sushi Ninja, hello everyone else, welcome, welcome, welcome. Anyways, let's go get all the events done so we don't have to do it tomorrow, or at least not have to do as much tomorrow. So we'll start with the good old faction. So of course we're still using the same one from the video as well as the same one from yesterday. That's not the faction, which is the Ubistet team. I've been using Ubistet quite a bit more lately as we've had more stats to be able to do so over time. And yeah, he's been pretty fun. Roped our Ubistet. It's a team that's been around for a very long time, but you know, as we get more attack into the game, he becomes increasingly more viable once again compared to when he was nerfed several years ago. But yeah, still a good troop. And main premise, of course, is Rope Dart Ubistet. Unless you get damaged through other means, and it's pretty much the whole game plan. Oh yeah, today's the second to last day we have to deal with that mana drain gem, by the way. As you saw there, we got 2 mana drained on our Tyrant team, and that was, of course, due to the Spirit Gem. Spirit Gem will only be appearing today and tomorrow. You'll still be able to find them, obviously, on troops that create them, like, for example, the King of Ravens. However, they will not fall from the sky anymore starting after tomorrow. So tomorrow's basically the last day. The rest of today and all of tomorrow are the last 2 days for those, and then we have good old Tower of Doom next week. The final dagger weapons coming in as well. And then after that, we'll get some kind of new power gem. I have no clue which. Also, sometime between that time, we're probably getting a new patch. Next patch is almost guaranteed next week or the week following. I'm pretty sure it's going to be next week to kind of set up everything for the patch, but it could be either or. But I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. As the patch is pretty much upon us as far as when that's coming. Oh, no, don't take that room, don't take that room. Don't do rush method, I need every point we can get. It's such a habit when doing a lot of factions like this, like, just go rush down the room. Oh, so hello, Supernova! Welcome, welcome. Zombie rabbits. Let's see. Faction event seems meh. I don't know, it has more treasure rooms than normal, so you do get a little bit more loot. The overall loot that you do get from it is definitely increasingly more underwhelming. mostly due to how much easier it is to get vault keys and orbs in the current state of the game. As those, of course, get easier, faction events loot seems worse. Like, when faction events first came out, the amount of orbs and everything they ended up getting from, like, let's say, like a Tuesday faction event, for example, was absurdly high at the time. But now that, of course, vault keys are way easier to obtain than they've ever been, mostly due to vault events, which the next one, 2 weeks from now, actually technically slightly less, 13 days from now. Anyways, due to those being buffed so much, yeah, it kind of seems a little bit less whenever you do faction-related content. But, I don't know, still pretty good value. Though we are spending about 410 gems for basically a couple orbs, a vault key, and like a little title thingy. So the overall exchange rate isn't, like, particularly good, but still getting progress on it. We still got a max troop, even though it costs us 2 blue orbs. Though we're probably also getting those blue orbs back from the orbs we get, so kind of breaking even. Because we don't really have anything else to use the blue orbs on anyway, so might as well. I'm mostly just doing it for the max troop, to be honest. For the upgrades. Even though we don't actually get an upgrade from this one. Mr. Scales can reach 28 star, but of course it is bottlenecked by deeds. Most notably deed books. Though eventually we'll be bottlenecked by actual Imperial deeds as well. That currently isn't the issue, but it will be if we keep upgrading all the kingdoms. Like, if we go even on every colored kingdom to max, we're actually going to run out of Imperials before we run out of deed books, oddly enough. We haven't quite reached that point yet, but we will, due to each one requiring 30, yet we almost have all the deed books for all of them. But we don't have that many Imperials currently, so we are actually going to be bottlenecked soon on Imperials rather than on deed books, even though currently we're low on deed books and not Imperials. But it will completely 180 once we get about 20% more deed books in every color. Let's see. You feel like we are getting less and less chaos shards over time? No, it's still been the same amount. I don't think they have ever tweaked it. The weirdest part is, they didn't even tweak it when we got deep delves. That's one of the weirdest things. I still don't understand to this day why deep delves don't have a different loot chest at the end. Like a buffed one of some kind that gives like more shards, other loot that isn't normally in the chest. It's a really big missed opportunities that deep delves didn't end up doing that could have really made them good. And who knows, maybe they'll rework it in some way in the future to benefit them a little bit. But no, we still pretty much get the same amount of shards. It's really luck-based. It basically pulls from 3 tables. I think it's like 6 rolls across 3 tables. And it just keeps giving you a bunch of random... like the variance of how much you can get from a underworld chest is actually absurdly high. Like, you can have a level 10 chest give you like 100 shards, and then also have it do like 200 something. Because it's pulling out very weirdly how the drop table works for it. They explained it on the forum a long while back in like a post like almost 6 years ago, or maybe not that long. Maybe like 4 years ago, whenever it was, when 3.0, soon after 3.0 came out. But the main reason being is whenever it goes on the shard drop table, it's pulling a number of shards multiple times from a very wide range. It's almost like a 50% total range in like the highest number that it could do compared to the lowest number. And it will be even less if you end up getting other resources like glory, gold, stuff like that, because it's pulling from those drop tables rather than the shards. It's very weird. It was fully explained at one point on the forum, but there's a lot of weird drop tables that work like that. For example, how legendary tasks work in your guild, and how they pull from 3 drop tables is also kind of strange. Of course, normally when you see it, just, just a bunch of loot. It also has a pretty similar system to actually how the Underworld pulls, except the Underworld can actually pull from the same loot multiple times, which is why you can get pure shards, whereas the one from Legendary Task cannot pull from the same drop table. So for example, if on the first drop table you end up pulling, let's say, Glory, the other 2 drop tables can't pull Glory, but the way that the Underworld runs work, you actually can re-pull the same resource. So if you pull shards, you can pull shards for a second time, you can pull shards for the 3rd time, so on and so forth. And I believe it prioritizes shards, which is why you generally see almost all shards a lot of time rather than some of the other loot. Like right now, we'll see probably like 2 shards and 1 other loot. Okay, we got a mix of all, but normally it feels like it prioritizes shards a bit. But anyways, I'm not sure if it actually does. Let's see, on that one specifically. Also, hello, Keycoller. Hello, Mr. Jesse. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Hello, Bill Warhammer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. What are we doing here? We need a bunch of destroy. Yeah, the Underworld drop table really needs to get updated. Even if they only do it to the deep delves, it would at least be a benefit to, go do deep delves. Because right now, there's, like, almost no incentive system. It's almost worse to do deep delves than to do a normal one. Because if you're progressing through the game, you want the higher progress that you get from doing the individual rooms. Because if you do a deep delve, you're basically progressing through the Underworld at half gosh, at half the speed. What am I choking on right now? We are going through at like half the speed And while you're getting some more loot, you know, it's taking twice as long to go get all the progress you want from Underworld. So normally you just want to do them one sigil at a time, rather than doubling up for deep delves, as there's very little incentive to take them. Gosh, what am I choking on? It must have been like a dust from the microphone or something. Even though I use it every single day, it like accumulates dust because of the little filter I have over the mic. And that thing, especially with how black it is and everything, it just like is a dust attractor. So sometimes the dust probably goes down my throat and I choke on it. I wouldn't be surprised. It's normally not like excessively dusty, but like here's like a little piece of it right there. Tends to accumulate it slowly over time from random debris in the air. And sometimes I choke on it. I'm not sure that's what it was, but wouldn't be surprised if it was. Gotta start dusting it off like every week now. That very rarely happens though. But it does. Occasionally. Oh, Isabel, what did you end up mentioning? Did you see the sweet 45 million? Oh, yeah! I was wondering where all that money came from. You know what? We'll do like 10 million for Easter. How about that? We'll do it tomorrow night. We'll drop like 10 million on the gold for Easter. I mean, on the guild. I just said on the gold. We'll drop 10 million gold for Easter to the guild. To celebrate Easter. We'll also have multiple codes tomorrow night. Maybe even 3, we'll see. Definitely at least 2. For good old Easter. And tomorrow night's stream should be at normal time. We'll be celebrating Easter, of course, but I highly doubt that will conflict with the time of the stream. Though if we are a little bit late tomorrow night, that is almost guaranteed why. Though I highly doubt we actually will be late. There is a slight chance. Hey, did I swallow a spider? No. Surprisingly, insects like never want to go on the mic. I guess it's like really weird terrain for them to want to walk on. Like I've seen spiders go on my mic before, but never on like the filter of the mic. Because it's a really weird surface that they don't really want to stand on, or any insect for that matter. Because their little legs don't really function on it properly. Was my room full of wildlife? No. Actually, there hasn't been an insect in my room aside from that one fly the other week for like months now. If you ignore that one fly that was in my room the other week, which I still have no clue how it got in here. I think it might have been when my mom was taking out the dog that she babysits occasionally. I think she might have left the door open for a long period of time and then the fly got in and then somehow got in my room. Because that's the only way I could think of. Because there's been like no insects in my room for such a long time now. Which is actually surprising. Like I have seen, like there are some spiders in the house occasionally. But I never see them want to come in my room. Like normally in the past, like they would want to occupy the corners and everything. But lately, they just don't. we haven't even been spraying for them or anything. They just don't show up. Especially during the winter, they tend to want to go inside more, but I haven't really been seeing them during the winter, like at all. It's not my room. They were still around the house. Like I saw a spider a couple days ago in the pantry thing. But they never specifically want to go in my room. It's almost like a loop where if there's no spider, if there's no insects that ever get into my room, there's also generally no spiders that want to get in the room because there's no insects to kill in the room. So they go somewhere else to try to hunt. So as long as there's no insects, they will not want to come here. I keep the room generally pretty clean. It's definitely not the cleanest room out there, but you know, I would say it's above average clean. For an average guy's room. Hello, White Tiger. Welcome, welcome. Beyond the dust. Well, every room has dust particles. You can't just, like, obliterate every dust particle in a room. Hello, Defiant. Welcome, welcome. Are any of you guys doing anything special for Easter tomorrow? Any of you who celebrate? I'm mostly just going to be eating a bunch of food with a couple family. And that's pretty much it. Probably only gonna have like 5 people. There's just not that much family in the area. There's not much at all. Yeah, we already got everything planned out. Did all the shopping for it earlier. I wonder if there are people that actually last minute shop on Easter, on like the day of. That would only make sense if you're like going to a place and you need to bring something and you completely forgot, so you're like, oh, let me just go order or get a bunch of stuff from a store and that'll be good enough. Because that way it'd be fresher too, depending on what you're picking up. You're saving all those eggs. Yeah, deviled eggs are so good. I've definitely been less into them as of recently, though, but they're still pretty good. Like, I used to love them, like, a lot. Like, these days, like, I'll eat them. But they're, as far as, like, everything that an egg can be made into, it's definitely, like, mid-priority of what an egg can do. It's also so much work compared to the average egg product. Like, less work than an Eggs Benedict or, like, a hard-boiled egg. But, you know, more work than, like, an egg salad sandwich. Comparatively. Or even just, like, a fried egg or something super simple. Scrambled eggs. Because I'm really into scrambled eggs. It's just such a lazy way to make eggs, and it tastes so good. Like, it has all the flavor still. But it's just so easy to make. And you can just add anything to it. Like, you can put some broccoli in there, you can put some mushrooms, you can put some bacon, you can put some ham, you can put whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure you could put almost anything into an omelet and it would function as a food. I mean, scrambled eggs. Omelet, scrambled egg, same difference. Just different form factor. The omelet's just a non-broken scrambled egg, pretty much. Hello, Draco. Welcome, welcome. That or a failed omelet attempt. Because sometimes when I flip the omelet, it just breaks apart. And I'm like, okay, well, it's just scrambled eggs now. Let's see. I'll throw that down. Pineapple in an omelet? I've actually never had pineapple in an omelet, though I definitely would. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually put, even though I've made pineapple pizza before, I don't think I've actually ever put pineapple in an omelet. Because I feel like if you did, I don't know, I feel like if you tried to fry up, pineapple, it would get rid of a lot of the juices that are in it. Like, there are some things that do that, but, I don't know, I don't think it would work as good for an omelet, though it would function still. I feel like you would get a lot less of the pineapple-y taste. Pineapple juice would work really good for it, though. Just to, like, spruce it onto an omelet. But I feel like the, pineapple itself would dry out too quick. Unless you put it on there for, like, a really short duration. Like, right at the end or something. How about sushi? What, sushi in an omelet? I guess that would work. Instead of rolling them up with seaweed, rolling them up with, with egg. There's already, like, egg in many sushi products. Like, more egg wouldn't necessarily hurt it. It would just be a weirder ratio. Because egg and rice is already a thing. Then it would just be egg and rice with, like, a little bit of something else. But though, that would be way too much egg, relatively. If you were to put, like, some kind of sushi-like thing into an omelet, or literally, like, actual sushi rolls, the sushi to egg ratio would be way too heavy into egg. Though it'd still function as a food. You had an omelet with burrito ingredients? Ooh, that sounds pretty nice. You'd almost literally just make a burrito shell out of egg as well. Like, literally just make, like, a very flat omelet. And then use that as, like, a shell. Like a soft taco shell, in a sense. I do that with lettuce a lot. Like, a lot of times, I don't even use breading for taco ingredients. I'll just put it into a big piece of lettuce and use a couple layers of lettuce as my shell. Then you don't get any bread, but you still get something healthy with the lettuce. And that way you don't have to chop up fine lettuce to put in there anyways. You could just have a lettuce shell instead. You gotta get really bulky lettuce, though, so it doesn't break apart. Because obviously most brands... Well, you need to get, like, the head of lettuce. Because you can't really get, like, other things. It would just be too small to do it with. The only thing I hate about head of lettuces, though, is all the white parts that aren't, like, fully fleshed out. That's just low-tier lettuce. Compared to the nice greeny stuff. Which is awful, because when you go to fast food places, I feel like all they use is, like, that whiter part. It's like 50%, if not more, that awful whiter part of the lettuce head. Hello, Ginky! Welcome, welcome. Also, I know while we're talking about food, it's because I haven't ate yet. I actually haven't ate anything yet today. My sleep schedule's still been all over the place. And in doing so, all I've been doing all day is drinking water, and I haven't actually ate any meal today, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It will be a little bit later. I was also trying to save some of my appetite for Easter tomorrow, because we're going to have a lot of food for tomorrow, so I'm almost, like, pseudo-fasting. Even though I'm not actually fasting. But, yeah, if I don't feel hungry, I might just wait till tomorrow. You just pulled a batch of peanut butter? Oh no! The poison. Other than the peanut butter part, that sounds good. Yeah, we ended up making brownies for Easter. Though we've almost already finished out all of the brownies. So we might scrap something else together. Or just order something out. To cover the rest, as far as dessert. Because any gaps in the menu, we were considering just ordering some stuff out. Like, one thing that we were going to get is actually the dip from Domino's, because, gosh, we're both so addicted to it. I haven't had it in about a month or so, though. I've been trying to resist. It's one of the only few good things Domino's has. Is that, like, that 5 cheese dip or whatever it is? With the garlic knot things. Because I can't stand eating their pizza anymore. It is such mid-tier pizza that I just can't consume it now. I mean, they still have a few other good products. It's kind of weird because every ad I see for Domino's, it feels like they're trying to diversify themselves to not be a pizza place anymore. Because they literally have more items that are not even remotely pizza related than actually pizza related. Though some of them still use the same ingredients. Actually, I remember, it was actually funny. I think I said this story before. But, when my dad, has some business partner at some restaurant, the restaurant next to them actually ended up shutting down. And they had a lot of excess pizza ingredients because it was a pizza place. It was like a small family-owned place. And, you know, they didn't really have anything to do with the ingredients. They couldn't really, like, sell it back. Obviously, they were closing down, so they couldn't, like, make pizza to then go sell. So, they ended up just giving it to the, to their store, and even though they don't serve pizza. So my dad ended up bringing home, like, a absurd amount of pizza ingredients, and for, like, 2 to 3 months, like, we were trying to figure out, like, every single thing we could make from random pizza ingredients, and we tried, like, almost everything, just to form it into a higher variation, because for, like, at least a month period, we ate almost nothing but pizza-based ingredients food. Just from the excess ingredients we had that we kind of had to use at some point before it all spoiled. Otherwise, it'd just be going to the trash. So we just had, like, a ton of various pizza stuff. It was fun. It's kind of sad when it all went away. Because then we had, you know, we didn't have any more supplies left. And we weren't going to go buy more. And, yeah, we just had a bunch for a long period of time. And then it's like, yep, it all dried out. Now we have none. was very disappointing. And maybe they know their pizza is trash, so they diversify. Honestly, I think Pizza Hut could take some tips from that. Because I feel like Pizza Hut still keeps trying to go all in on pizza because they literally have pizza in their name, so they're kind of obligated to be more focused on pizza. But honestly, Domino's does not have the word pizza in their name. So they can honestly remove themselves as much as they want from pizza, and it would still work because they're not obligated to pizza. Like Burger King, for example. Like, Burger King can't stop selling burgers. But, you know, McDonald's, like, you know, there's nothing, like, they're known for burgers, but, you know, burger isn't in their name. They can diversify away from it as much as they want, and the naming convention of their place would still function. Whereas something like Burger King, you know, they can never stop doing burgers. And they kind of have to have that as their main focus always. Which is kind of the whole thing with, like, Pizza Hut compared to Domino's now. As well as any other pizza chain. Like, the other one literally has pizza in its name, whereas Domino's, you know, it's not in their name. They can try rebranding. If they really wanted to. And they kind of have been lately. I was gonna say, I hope that's enough damage to kill it. It's not. It's unfortunate. Now we're gonna have to go through this all over again just to go hit him again. And I don't think that's enough. Okay, it is good. There we go. Also, we're gonna need to buy another tier, I believe. Even with the 3 that we get tomorrow, I don't think that's enough. Actually, that's a lie. We will have enough. Oh, we got a Valraven in one of these fights. I didn't even notice. Good thing it didn't run away, because I wasn't even paying attention. But yeah, we're just gonna wait till we get the 3 free battles tomorrow, I guess. I was gonna buy a tier, but because we got the Valraven, we actually don't. We only need to buy another tier if we didn't get the Valraven. But we did, so I guess we're finishing it tomorrow. Which shouldn't take that long. We only have to do like 2 or 3 runs tomorrow to cover the rest, which isn't that bad at all. And there's no point in spending 200 gems if we just wait till tomorrow to get it done for free. It's kind of weird because whenever we have a pure faction one, or whenever we have like a new faction, I always like to get it done on Saturday night. But when it comes to these repeat weekend ones, I don't mind waiting till Sunday for it. Is in the other situation, I would spend like an extra 400 gems just to get it done a day earlier. Yet right now we're going to save like 200 gems just by waiting a day. Which is actually less of a savings, but oh. And I like getting them done immediately for the bigger ones. Whereas for ones like these, it doesn't really matter if we elongate it some, since there isn't like any kind of big end goal loot that we get at the end. As the only thing we're getting is just some shards and other knick-knack stuff. Tassis Pizzeria in Delhi. No, I would never want to run a restaurant, ever. That would be awful. I don't think I would ever want to own any store. Just because of how much maintenance any store ever would ever require. Even if something like smaller. Like just some kind of like thrift shop randomly somewhere. It's just too much struggle for something that sometimes doesn't even turn a profit. Obviously, it normally does. But there are stores out there that don't turn a profit. That are running, like, almost every single day, like, 16 hours and still in, like, the red. Try adding, what even is that word? What is that, Defiant? I'm not even sure what that is. I don't think I've ever seen that word before. How about some Tacit merch? Yeah, I know. We've always joked about that over the years. We're about to hit the 7-year anniversary of the channel, and we have never had merch. People have mentioned interest in it before. It's just something I've never gotten around to. We could consider it at some point. I know a bunch of people wanted the hello shirts at one point, or hello mugs. Big ol' elongated hello, everyone. I'm not sure if we have enough memes to even get enough merch for. Let's see. We'll throw that one down. Ask my Chicago friends, what, is it common in Chicago? I've had most Chicago food at this point. And most of it's pretty average. It's one of the few times where I've had all the cuisine from an area, and I was not particularly impressed. Like, it's not bad, but it's outside my taste range, a lot of it. Especially whatever those bricks are that they call pizza. Like, I know that for the longest time, I never had, like, for example, Maryland crab cakes. And I heard them talked up a lot. And then I had them, and it's like, oh, wow, they actually are amazing. Like, that's one of those where it was, like, paid off, and, you know, it was actually good. The payoff for Chicago's food, not as good. Like, people will mention the pizza, or, you know, their, whatever they call their pizza. Whatever the object is called. That they use the word pizza to describe. Like, I've heard a lot of decent things about it, and then I had it, and it's like, this isn't even pizza. Like, it wasn't the worst pizza I ever had, but it's not the kind of pizza I would ever seek out to eat. Under any circumstance. I finished all of our battles. Oh, there we go. Well, we haven't finished. We'll get the last of it done tomorrow, but pretty much there. We just have to run through 2 more times and we'll be good to go. By 2:30, you normally have enough points. Alright, let's go grab this. And let's go and, I guess, clear out World Event? Because we still have to help the guild with that, so might as well. I've probably not been taking optimal rooms, but we're just kind of clicking on rooms and hoping it works out. Because I can't be bothered to remember 3 rooms. So I'm just clicking on whatever appears. And obviously the mythic one you should always take. But otherwise, I am pretty much just clicking on whatever. I haven't had as much Italian cuisine lately. There was one pretty good Italian place near me that ended up closing down. There's another one, but it was too pricey. Like, I would never go there on my own dime. I can't even remember the name of the place. My dad took me there a couple times because he also liked it quite a bit. That's way out of the price range I would ever want to actually do. It's almost like 50 per person or something. So I've never been back there. Oh, I should take the 5 times red. The biggest issue with cheap Italian food near my area is there's no good cheap Italian where I currently live. In New Jersey, literally every place you go to, you can find good delis that have good Italian food, good anything. Like, even Olive Garden is considered good in New Jersey. But if you go to any place here, it is such low quality compared to what I'm used to. I'm not sure if it's just because New Jersey has a higher Italian population, or they're just sourcing their ingredients better, or what. But there's no good Italian places near me. Whereas New Jersey, there was common as coffee shops almost. Oh no, I just got water on my thing. Oh no! Oh no, keyboard, you better keep functioning. Dry. Oh no, that's the first time I've ever done that. Hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome. It was only a few drops. Shouldn't be that big a deal. It wasn't on the laptop. It was just on the newer keyboard that I'm trying to record break, apparently. Let me go turn it over real quick. It was only like a few drops, but let's get it out just in case. I got this keyboard within the last year or two. Actually, didn't I get it last November? I don't remember. I don't even see any drops falling down, so maybe I didn't get it on it and I'm just going crazy. I felt it on my hand, but it might not have actually dripped on the keyboard. But just in case, I'm trying to dry it off. This is like such an inefficient way of doing it. I need to go get one of those, what are they called? Those like little keyboard spray things. so you can like spray it out. But that wouldn't dry it though. That wouldn't really fix the few drops of water issue. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's fine. I didn't even see a single drop of water go down, so I'm pretty sure I didn't even actually get it on it. It was just on like the side of my hand. It didn't actually drip down, but there we go. Anyways. Yeah, I actually have my other keyboard for over a decade. Actually, let's see if I can show it on screen. Because you can actually see that the keys are like completely faded. Wait, can we get it there? Wait. Oh gosh. You can't even see it because there's no light. But, there's multiple keys on there that are so faded. Because I've had this other keyboard for a decade now. It's as old as the other computer. So it's like 9 years old. And the keys are so faded on it, some of them, that they don't exist. Like only 1/4 the keys are even visible on it. From so much use over an entire decade. Yeah, I've actually never accidentally poured water on a laptop before. And I think that might literally be the first time I've even gotten like a drop on a keyboard. I'm generally pretty good about it. I didn't realize the water was so full. I haven't taken that many sips from it yet. Yeah, I've never once lost an electronical product due to water damage. Ever. At least yet. Which is a pretty good track record. After 28 years. Does that keyboard have a PS2 connection? No. It's just a pretty standard Dell USB keyboard. One of those cheap ones you can pick up for like for a few dozen. I actually picked it up at a flea market for $5. I was trying to haggle them down even further, but they wouldn't budge on $5, so I was like, yeah, why not $5? Because that was along the flea marketing stage when we were doing a bunch of flea marketing when I was in college. But that was around that time. And that keyboard was literally only $5, and I've used it for a decade. It is probably the most value I've ever gotten out of a keyboard in my entire life. It's not a particularly good keyboard, but, you know, it's durable. It lasted a year. It did its job. And what's amazing is no key is broken on it. Every single key still functions on it. My laptop doesn't even do that. Neither of them. Like, the laptop I've had for a decade and the other laptop I've had for 3-ish years now, or however long it's been. Both of them have at least one broken key. That keyboard has gone for a decade for $5. It probably retailed for a few dozen. And it still has not a single broken key. Which is absurdly surprising. Like, they don't make them like that anymore. It is like immune to damage. Yeah, that'd be funny. Are there actually keyboards that exist still that don't use USB? Like ones from ages back that might use some kind of other process? I'm not even sure what keyboards used before that. Like, what was it before USB? Because I don't even know. Because that's before my time. Like, what came before USBs existed? Because those keyboards must be ancient. I don't even think I've ever had a keyboard that wasn't USB or wireless or, you know, Bluetooth or something similar. Most of them are just USB. Because the older one is USB 2, the more recent one I have is USB 3. And the rest I have are just all Bluetooth ones. A DE9 connector? I've never even heard of that before. USA becomes USB? Oh, that's funny. I see what you did there. That's an alphabet joke. It's kind of funny because when we were streaming on Wednesday, when we were doing old school RuneScape, it completely went over my head because they had some kind of math puzzle, but it was literally just like an alphabet thing. And I'm not sure why, but alphabet jokes just seem to go over my head sometimes. I have a pretty bad track record at them, apparently. I still do have products that, well, I don't have any products like that. I do still have products that use those white, red, and yellow cables that go into the TV. I still have a few of those, mostly console stuff. I still have a TV from my childhood here, too, that actually still uses them. It actually only uses the yellow and white one. I forget what the red one does, but apparently it doesn't need the red one. It's one of those old TVs that still have the backing on them. I'm not even sure if that TV still functions. I haven't tried using it in, like, several years. I would sure hope it still works. Sitting in the other room. Undamaged, surprisingly. Although undamaged doesn't mean functioning. Let's see. I'll take that one over. Oh yeah, stereo sound. I think someone on stream mentioned that a while back too, and I completely forgot about it. Also, can I please get a kill condition here? Oh good, he took a skull. Never mind, we already have it. I thought it was still submerged. It's so annoying. I don't have Dispel on this team, I don't think. Yeah, I don't. So if they get submerged, I don't have any counterplay to it. So hello, McDoubleDad. Welcome, welcome. I always end up doing that. I end up, like, noticing someone's message multiple times and then not saying hi. Because I notice their message more than before I notice it's someone different talking. But welcome, welcome. You woke up this morning to 94 out of 100 troops killed for your daily gems. Oh no! Yeah. I've done that a couple times, normally on vacation. Where I realize, like, whatever I'm seeing family or anything. Because I'll play, like, a little bit every single day. But if I ever have, like, the bigger kill objective, I'll, like, forget to finish it. Like, when you have to kill 150 of a color. Like, I'll do, like, my normal dailies and then not realize, oh, I gotta kill more. And then you lose out on at least 20 gems when that happens. Actually, most days I don't even bother checking it. Like, today I haven't even checked it a single time. Normally when I check Adventure Board, I'll immediately see it, though. But it depends if I'm doing Adventure Board at a given time, because I don't always do Adventure Board. Main reason we do Adventure Board right now is I'm trying to get Spirit Walker free EXP. And we're slowly trying to get that to max. And by slowly, I mean very slowly. We were one of the first people to get it to level 70 in the entire game. Though at this rate, we're going to be one of the last to get it to 100. At least relative to our level range. So what about the code after we clear this out in dungeons? Actually, we'll end it out after this, and then we'll go to dungeons. Also, gosh, we were doing the other thing for so long. Gosh, we've already streamed for almost 45 minutes now. The stream has just flown by. I feel like tomorrow's gonna fly by too because of Easter. But yeah, if we are slightly late tomorrow night, it's mostly due to Easter celebrations. I should be on at normal time, but if I'm not, we are likely still streaming. It's just going to be like maybe 10 minutes late or 20, we'll see. But it should be on normal time. Is there info on how much EXP each hero class uses? Yes, it takes 5,050 EXP. The halfway point is 70, which is 2,525 EXP. So 70 is halfway to 100. But yeah, it takes 50. It takes 5,050 total. And some fights either give you 1 or 2. Like the fights we're doing right now give you 2 XP per battle. It is generally advised to get every hero class to level 70, and only a few to level 100, like the really good ones, like, you know, Titan, Elemental, stuff like that. But it's generally advised to get most of them to level 70 before you start 100ing a lot of them, due to 70 being the halfway point, and you have almost every perk by then. You have everything except the final perk by 70. And that's half the total XP, which means you have to do a whole doubling of your XP just to get 1 additional perk. On some hero classes, that's really worth it. Like triple damage burning hero classes require it to function and stuff like that. However, there are some that are pretty avoidable. Like, for example, Frost Mage. Frost Mage does not need level 100. It's a decent hero class that doesn't need to be level 100. You can just keep it at 70 to be fine. Oh, you meant the big level? Wait, what was the question there? How much XP each hero class? Oh, I have no clue. It uses some kind of weird formula, as far as the scaling on XP for this game. And I have not the slightest clue how much XP you need per level for the bigger number. Though it gets very slow after level 1000. Particularly after 1100, 1200. And it only keeps getting slower from there. But yeah, I have not the slightest clue what formula is used for that. Oh, come on. We literally click 1 and we're already stunned. That's so unfortunate. Oh, gosh. We're curse stunned. Luckily, it's stunning us first. Then it's cursing us. So it's not going to curse stun our entire team. Also, we're almost there. Come on, Dragonite. We need a little more. We're so close. He's so far. Anyways, let's go back. Where was I? I'm not sure how I menued so far away from it, but let's go kill it out with good old Explorer team. Yeah, the level curve for hero leveling is very weird because of how the diminishing return works on it. And for whatever reason, hero class XP, or hero XP, the bigger number, is never visible in the game. Like, you can never know how much you need to your next level. So unless you data mine it or use third-party things, you will really never know how much XP you need. Which is why I don't know it offhand. This is completely hidden public information, unless you go in and data mine it, or check any of the old resources they may have posted ages ago. Because they actually posted publicly the mana, where we didn't even need to data mine it. Like, the, publicly posted was the mana surge curve. The new diminishing return that they ended up doing back in, like, 2015 or whenever it was. Because we actually know that it caps out at, like, 73% or whatever it is. And the curve is just working towards there with a diminishing return curve. So Terran World, no then? I'm pretty sure it might be somewhere on Terran's World. But someone was just mentioning it's on Discord. So someone might have posted it to Discord after they data mined it. Because not everything's on Terran's World. A lot of stuff is, but not absolutely everything. Oh, Terran himself? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he might have been the one. There's a few data miners for the game. Though Terran's probably the most publicly known person who does it. Due to the Terran's World website. But he's by no means the only one. He's just probably the most popular one who has done it. Due to the very good resource of that website. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Now we got all that, did all that, did all that. I think we have done all the things. And of course, campaign's already done. We finished that the other week, or technically on Monday. But, you know, we had the mythic by the other week. Alright, well, let's go hand out a code, and I guess we'll open some Volkies before we run out. Got 101 left. Oh no! Tonight's the night we finally hit double digit. Oh no, we're so close to 0. We might actually hit 0 on Easter. I think we might do that just for fun. We'll hand out one of the codes tomorrow when we hit 0 Volkies. Because we're going to tomorrow night. Assuming we open some Volkies. But here you go. Enjoy. We're actually going to hit 0 Volkies tomorrow night, probably. Oh, no. That'll be the first time in, I want to say, 4 or 5 years that we'll hit 0. Anyways, what am I doing here? I'm looking for a good old penguin. Is a new mythic worth it? No. It is so bad. I think it's in the top 5 worst mythics in the entire game. Definitely top 10. Like, hands down, top 10 worst. It might even make top 5 worse. It might even make top 3 worse. I'm not sure. Like, at least you can kind of do some weird tank builds with it. Like, I still want to say, what's its name is lower. That one anti-divine one. Why am I forgetting its name? Because it's so unmeta. The, Vespera. No, not Vespera. What's it called? Why can't I not remember its name? That one mythic that counters divines that does nothing. But no, there's a couple pretty bad ones, and that mythic is definitely on the list. The one that just came out yesterday. But it's still a good idea to technically get them for completionist purposes, as it is generally yeah, Validus, that's the one. Fallen Validus is her name. But it is generally good at a certain point to get every single mythic, regardless of how bad it is. As it is way better to get a new mythic that is useless than a repeat of a mythic you already have. Generally speaking, there are a few exceptions where some mythics are good to get more than one of. But more often than not, it is better to get the worst mythic in the game that isn't a repeat than a repeat of a good mythic. As most good mythics, you only need one copy of, even if it's amazing. Whereas you'd get more value from having a unique one. And during the 1 week period when a new mythic comes out, like right now, for example, it is substantially easier to get the new one. Earlier on in the game, when you don't have as many mythics, yes, you want to be opening them when there's not a unique mythic in the drop table, unless you really want it. Just because you'd rather have the wide range of drops and hope you get a good one. But when you have like more than half the mythics in the game, particularly like 2/3 or more, you definitely want to go for every single mythic that ever comes out, regardless of its viability. Just because it's better to have a non-repeat one, even if it's useless. Just for kingdom upgrading purposes. Which is pretty much the category that mythic is in. You would only get it to upgrade kingdoms. Just to have a guarantee new mythic. As it becomes really hard to get the last several mythics you need. Like, the final 20 mythics are harder than the first half. Like, it is easier to get 60 mythics than it is to get, like, the last 20 you need, or even the last 15 you need. Like, it's possible because there's multiple ways to target them between diamonds and other stuff, event keys, all that. But, the first half's the easy part. Second half, and particularly last third, last fourth, is when it gets really hard. There's currently, I believe, 111 mythics in the game? 112? Somewhere around there. I'll know when I do the mythic tier list video. Keep losing track because so many mythics keep coming in. But, yeah. So, basically, if you're on the last fourth, it would be about 25, 27 mythics. 28, 29. Somewhere around there. Almost 30. Like, 28 mythics would be the last 1/4 mark. If you only need, like, 28-ish or more. Though I would still go for every single mythic if you had, like, 60 or 70 mythics total. Start going for every new one that ever comes out. We just got a major ingot. I didn't update it yet. But yeah, does anyone else have any other questions? Anything you want me to go over? Let me know. Otherwise, after we do a few more Vault keys, we might call it for now. So we can rest up nicely for a good old Easter tomorrow. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful holiday if you celebrate. Also need to go dig up the bunny ears. Hey, you got a bunch of gems there. Let's open like 9 more so we get to a nice solid number. And then maybe tomorrow night we'll open 80, we'll see. Because we're not going to have as much to do tomorrow night. So one of our main things might be hitting 0 Vault keys for the first time in pretty much ever. Because I almost have never hit 0 Vault keys. Even when you only had like a 10 or so. Always make sure we at least had a few on reserve. But we're going to finally hit 0. Tomorrow night for Easter. And we'll probably hand out like 3 codes tomorrow night, probably. 1 randomly, 1 at some other point, and 1 when we hit 0 Vault keys. Which took us like almost 4 months. It took us like 3.5 months to use every Vault key we have. Because we started doing it around mid-December. And we're about to finish it now in early April. Of course, we haven't been like chugging them down, but you know, we've been opening them here and there slowly over time. Like if we really wanted to, we could take out that whole stack in like a week. Obviously, we split it up a little bit. Also, if we did it in a week, it would take like 50 or 60 hours or something. It only took us like 8 years. No, actually, when did Vault keys release? I don't remember. It took us at least 4 or 5 years to hit 0 Vault keys from not having 0. Like because we would always hoard at least some number of them. We still are going to be hoarding the epic vault keys. Even though we're going to hit 0 vault keys tomorrow night, we're not hitting 0 epic vault keys. I still have like 600 something epic vault keys. I think it's like 656 or something. Pretty much 2/3 the way there to 1,000. That'll be a nice day too when we finally have 4-digit epic vault keys. It's going to be a while though. I don't even think we're going to hit that by the end of the year. Depends how much we grind the vault events though. Because if we really super grinded each one, we can get about 80 to 100. So if we only go for about 500 vault keys, we're only going to get like 40 to 50 epic vault key. Probably closer to 50-ish. Well, it depends how much you count pity. Say yeah, 40 to 50 or so. Oh no, the resummon. He hasn't done that too many times today. Bet he got us. Luckily he gets double skull soon after. Alright, one more key. Final key for tonight. Then we'll call it here. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Easter. If we are slightly late tomorrow, it's probably from Easter festivities. So we should be up at standard normal time tomorrow. 1 hour prior to now. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we normally are. And if we are a little bit late, you know why. But it shouldn't affect anything, hopefully. But I'm not sure exactly when we're eating everything and going around, traveling, could get in traffic, all that. So I'm not sure exactly. But if we are a little bit late, that is why. But otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow night to go celebrate Easter. And we'll hand out a bunch of codes for it, have a good time. And food coma could be from that too, honestly. We could literally get knocked out from food. I would not be surprised. Do you say that it doesn't matter if the gnomes run while using a key? Yes, when you use a vault key or epic vault key, it actually doesn't matter if they run. I still like killing them because, you know, you're generally killing them with an AoE option, and they tend to die before the other thing. But yes, if you're using a vault key or epic vault key, like this mode here, only this mode, if you open currently in the current state of the game a vault key or epic vault key and they run away, you do not lose any loot, but only here. If you do it in a normal battle, they will. So if you do it in PvP or literally any other location or vault event, they'll run away. But if you do it specifically in the Gnome Vault, from a Vault Key or Epic Vault Key, them running away still gives you the loot. This is a leftover mechanic from ages ago, back when Vault Keys used to be way rare. But due to it, yeah, you just get all the loot even if they run away. You still have to win. If you lose, you do lose everything. Like, you don't get any of the loot. But as long as you win, it doesn't matter if all 3 run away, you still get the loot of all 4 of them. So, because the Cedric can't run away. But, yes, in that specific game mode only, it is fine if they run away. You still shouldn't let them in most circumstances, but it's not any detriment if they do. But anyways, guys, have a wonderful Easter, have a wonderful weekend. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for stopping by. Enjoy your weekends, enjoy the holidays, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.